Welcome to Twisted Liquid RC Boats. This episode of Twisted Liquid RC Boats is proudly brought to you by Slycat Racing. For all of your RC boat needs, slycatracing.com. Good day, everybody, and welcome back to Twisted Liquid RC Boats and a continuation in our ML Boatworks 9299 Miss Boeing Unlimited Hydroplane. Now today, guys, we're going to get to work right away, and we've got a couple dovetail joints we got to do on the inside small sides, believe it or not. And I want you to notice a couple things about these pieces. The longer two parts are identical in shape. The smaller two parts of the dovetail are identical in shape also. They can only fit together one way. And what I mean by that is, if you run a straight edge along the edges of them, when they're together, they will follow a natural contour. You can put them in reversed, but if you do, the shape is not correct. So make sure that you orientate yourself with the pieces and you put them together correctly. Now I got a small batch of West Systems G-Flex mixed up. I got some clamps out, I got a level out, I got some wax paper out. So we're going to get right to work and get the first dovetail joint done. On these pieces, guys, the larger ones, you will notice some laser etch markings, the shape of the bull nose and the floor of the boat. Like I say, orientate the pieces so this is on the inside edges towards the other sides we're going to assemble in the kit. As always, with doing any epoxy work, remove the laser burn from all the areas around these dovetail joints. This is going to be a very simple, quick process today, but it's going to get us another little step towards getting our unlimited hydroplane framed up and together. Now guys, I'm going to be taking a lot of the small sub-assembly steps on with this boat, and I'm going to slowly take my time and get all the pieces ready to get this frame and a jig done for this boat also. Not only are we building the Blazer marine louder back here, but we are building this kit also, and we're slowly going to get some work done with this. So patience is of key, and we are going to do these pieces exactly like we've done most of the laminating work with the Blazer marine louderback. We're going to clamp it and hold it to MDF to keep these pieces perfectly flat. That way, while they're curing, we'll have no deflection in them. It'll make them great to work with later on down the road. And I'm finding that this works very well for doing a lot of these sub-assembly steps, I'll call them, with these two hydroplanes we're building. So far, the process of clamping stuff to MDF while it's curing is giving me great results. I'm merely using an artist brush here, guys. Just a simple cheap artist brush from a dollar store. I'm going to make sure I get a really good coating of epoxy in around all of these dovetail joints. When I bring them together, I'll line them up. They're sitting on wax paper so that they won't adhere to the MDF. And we will give them lots of time to cure. And we'll move on and get the second one done. Now I'm happy with that for a coating of epoxy on both pieces. I know I'm orientating them together properly. I'm merely going to slide them together so that the two joints come together perfectly. If you want to use a ruler, come along the edge, make sure that you got them nice and perfectly straight. You can. While I got a chance, a little epoxy is oozing out between the two. I'll just take my brush and quickly go over the joint. Doing this on wax paper, guys, and using wax paper on top of it will prevent any of it from sticking to the MDF, and it will give it a perfect way of curing nice and flat and level. Now what I'm going to use to do this, guys, is very simple. I'm going to use my aluminum level, and I'm going to run a piece of wax paper over the joint like so I don't stick the level to the wood. Make sure I keep it in perfect alignment. I'm merely going to bring the level across it. Hope I'm not taking this out of the view of you guys. And I'm going to come in with a couple slide clamps here, and I'm merely going to clamp it down and hold it. Now I'm just going to snug them at first so I can wiggle the part a little bit and make sure it's perfect. But the level, the bubble on it, will tell me if I'm keeping everything perfectly flat, and the piece will be sitting against the MDF, so it should keep it perfectly flat and level. Just snug it. Check your dovetail joint. Make sure it's all the way together. Clamp it tight and let it cure. And like I say, guys, if you're doing this right against your MDF, the bubble on your level is going to show you that it's perfectly level and it's perfectly flat and that it's adhered together. If you want to use your eyes, you can simply get down and look and make sure that you have it clamped dead even against the MDF. But if your bubble is dead on, you should have this piece epoxied together on the dovetail joint. You should be able to let it cure, and we'll move on and we'll do the second one. Okay guys, before we end this episode today, we're going to get our second small side dovetail joint done. I've got a small batch of West Systems G-Flex mixed up. I'm going to apply it to all the joint areas of the dovetail joint. We're doing the procedure on wax paper so we don't stick our wooden parts to the MDF. We're going to clamp it to MDF like we've done everything else, so we can keep everything nice and flat while we're working with it. And once we quickly get a good coating in around these joint parts here now, we're going to bring the pieces together, and we're merely going to clamp them and hold them with clamps. And our level to keep them dead flat a surface against the MDF. It's not going to take very long to get these two joints done. I have all the laser burn removed, guys, from all of the areas. Took the time to sand everything clean. Make sure that there was no laser burn visible. That'll let your epoxy soak into the wood really good, and your joints will be a little bit stronger. I'm just trying to get a really nice coating on these parts. I will bring a little bit down over the joint on any exposed areas. You can merely sand any excess off if you got to and clean it up. But make sure that you've got a good coating on the two parts. You bring them together, you clamp them and you hold them and you let them cure. And if you're doing it like I'm doing it against MDF, you should get really good results, because it should keep everything nice and flat. Now guys, I've been just trying to bring it to the edge of the MDF, so I got lots of area to work with. Get everything perfectly aligned. Merely going to take a piece of wax paper, guys, so we don't glue our level or epoxy our level to the MDF. If you're doing this any bit good and sensible, you'll notice that your bubble will be directly centered in your level. Gonna clamp it the exact same way we done the last one. Start with a clamp right here on the end. And I'm going to come in with a clamp I can get a little bit of in reach with. Right here. And come straight down in the middle of the level. If you want to make sure you got your alignment perfect, just use a straight edge to bring your pieces together like so. So you know that you got it perfect. And then add a little pressure to it and clamp it. And if your bubble stays dead on your level, you know you got everything great against your MDF, and you leave your small inner side to cure. Now I unclamped the first one, guys, gave it a little light scuffing with some 120 paper. Joint filled in really nice and it came out perfect. Now before I leave you today, guys, I do want you to notice that there's these laser etched marks on that side that we already got assembled. They match this long side, which I only have binder clips on yet, and we have to do. You will find the same laser etch markings here for the floor, for the bull nose, and if you look closely towards the bow, you'll see it up around number 9 sponson mount for the canard. These shapes should face each other when the boat is being assembled, and the bulkheads are put between these pieces like you see them now standing up. So I'm going to take my time, keep everything orientated properly, and I'm going to get all my dovetail joints on my sides together. And that's the 2 inside sides of the boat, dovetail joints, done and assembled. I can't thank you guys enough for watching the build of the Big Miss Boeing Unlimited Hydroplane. I'm slowly going to keep knocking down steps because I got the materials and everything here to keep slowly doing stuff with the boat. Like I say, I can't thank you guys enough for watching. I hope you keep watching the rest of the episodes that are upcoming. And we're getting ready to get the jig and a dry fit done with our Blazer Marine louderback. So keep watching that build series also. I want all you guys to take care of yourselves out there. I want you to have a really good day, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. Feel free to like and subscribe. Take care and stay safe.